everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, in today's video I am going to be doing my second trimester recap. I am officially 28 weeks today, so I'm in my third trimester, so I definitely wanted to make a video and kind of reflect and let you know what kind of happened to me in the second trimester, because I really feel like that was the hardest trimester for me so far. And there was a lot that I kind of wish people brought to my attention or educated me on, because I felt super unprepared for the second trimester. Every time someone describes it, they just make it seem like it's a total breeze, it's a breath of fresh air, you're glowing, this and that, and I feel like that was not my experience. So I did want to make a video and let you guys know exactly what happened to me, just in case this is something that is happening to any of you, or in case it does happen to you in the future. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nicole. I am a first-time mom. This is my first pregnancy, and I've been documenting my journey through motherhood. Aside from that, I also post content on travel, lifestyle, and just vlogs of my life. If that's content that is interesting to you, then definitely consider subscribing. I post videos either twice or once a week. I try to get 2 out, but sometimes it doesn't happen, but I would love to have you, and let's get into this video. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm going to be super unfiltered with you guys and let you know exactly all the TMI things that people do not tell you, but then there are probably some things that you do know. So, did I have a blissful second trimester? No. I was in a lot of pain. That was probably my biggest symptom, and that is vaginal pain. I had pain in my pubic region, not even my pelvis, not even my hips. It wasn't sciatic pain, although that can happen. I had it specifically in the groin area. It is uncomfortable. When you lay on your side, it's like you're being tasered to the area. And in fact, there is a such thing called lightning crotch. It's exactly how it sounds. That is something that can happen to you also in the second trimester. And I've experienced it since my 18th week. So since 18 weeks, I have been in extreme pain in that area. And it's really hard to function when you feel like you're constantly getting tasered for just separating your legs just even a little bit. Sleeping on my side was very difficult. That was when it was the most painful. And when you shift your body, that's when you'll feel that pain also. So that has been the most consistent, chronic, and most alive symptom that I have dealt with in my second trimester is vaginal pain. And the reason why it happens is because your pubic bone is separating, and as your cervix is getting bigger. So as your cervix is getting bigger to make room for baby, your pelvic bone is separating. And usually it happens towards the end of your second trimester into your third trimester. So around the weeks that I'm in now, that's when it should have been happening. But mine, I guess, separated prematurely. So I was feeling all that extra weight and pressure on my pubic bone. It was just a little difficult to deal with. But honestly, now that I'm being in my third trimester, it's gotten a lot better than how it's been. So it's really only painful after I've laid on my side. But I feel like I have a little bit more management on it now. So one thing you can definitely expect in your second trimester is hormonal changes and emotional roller coasters. I am generally a very happy person, very bubbly person, but my hormones definitely overwhelmed me in the second trimester. I would be fine one minute, and then the next minute I felt like I was sinking into a depressive state where I just felt like I wanted to cry, and I had no logical reason as to why I would be upset. I just felt like I needed to let out a huge, like, really epic, dramatic cry, and I don't know, I just really got in my feels. I feel like I was very, very upset a lot of my second trimester, and everything was making me emotional. Everything was making me cry, whether it be like happy or sad tears. I just feel like I've been super overly emotional, and it's been so bizarre because I'm not typically like that. I'm very like smiley and happy all the time, and like it was completely the opposite. So definitely watch out for the hormonal changes. They come at you like a train, and it can be really overwhelming. So, you know, definitely keeping a transparent communication with your partner or with your friends and your families, and just kind of let them know where your mental state is at, because it's definitely a harder part of pregnancy that you're not able to deal with on your own. And I just feel really grateful that I had Sean, because he was very patient with me and he was very supportive when I was going through those little episodes. Definitely look out for that. And if you are going through that, you are not alone. I promise. It's going to get better. It will. Switching gears a little bit to one of the best things that can happen in the second trimester, and that is you get to feel your baby move after all of the anxiety and the worry that you have in this first trimester, and the constant fear of, I can't feel them, I'm not being reassured, what is going on in there, are you okay, are you good? In the second trimester, you get to feel your baby move, and you'll feel the little flutters in the beginning. It really feels like little butterfly motions, but it's very, very subtle. I actually started feeling the flutters around 15 weeks, which is really early for first-time moms from what I hear. I know a lot of second-time moms or third-time moms, because they know the feeling, they are able to detect it earlier on. And then for first-time moms, I hear like maybe 18 weeks is when you start to really feel the flutters, but I was feeling mine at 15 and it felt really strange to me. I was like, what is this? What is going on? Now, I mean, my girl is active. She is moving. She likes to kick and punch. I actually had an appointment today and I was able to see her. So I had an ultrasound and she actually had her legs like all the way up by her ears. So homegirl is flexible. She's kind of like in a little ball shape right now, but I definitely feel those motions because she was kicking herself in the head. So she's definitely kicking me, and she was like kicking and punching. So she's very active. Being able to feel her move is so reassuring, because I was a ball of nerves in the first trimester, never knowing if she was okay unless I went to an appointment, which was only once a month. So it's definitely very comforting, but at the same time, you know, they're gonna keep you up. So luckily I haven't had to deal with that too much. I kind of assume that as she gets bigger and the space in the womb gets a little tighter for her, I'm probably gonna feel her kind of like really trying to move around, but as of right now, she hasn't been keeping me up, so that's good. Let's talk about them girls, okay? Ladies, if you're a guy watching this and you're still watching this, kudos to you, but you might want to click off now, because I'm about to get real personal about the honeys here. So ladies, areolas are going to get huge. See this coaster? That's probably the size that we're looking at. That's the size your areola is going to be. Areolas get bigger. They get darker. Your nipples also get darker, and they also get bigger. So your areolas and nipples both get darker and bigger. And when I say dark, I mean they get dark. Another thing you can expect with breast changes, aside from the size, because obviously the whole size is going to go up a lot. Something that I've experienced, which not everybody does, but I have already started experiencing leakage. So, you know, my breast have been leaking milk, and I will say this, in the beginning when it was happening, because it was only happening when I was sleeping, so I would wake up with like these little tiny like wet marks on my t-shirt, but they were in weird spots, like they'd be down here or like up here, and I kid you not, in the beginning I would be looking up at the ceiling every single morning thinking that something was leaking on me. I didn't even comprehend or think that it could have been my own breasts that were leaking, but that's just what happened in the beginning stages. Then it was starting to get to the point where it was like a bit of a puddle, and I was noticing that my nipples would be like crusty, that's when I kind of put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, oh, so the colostrums come in. What I've done is I purchased a box of nursing pads. I've been using the nursing pads in my nursing bras, and I will link all of the products that I used. I will link in the description box for you guys below so you can check them out. But I really like them. They're really easy. You just peel the sticky off the back of the pad, you put it inside your bra, and it completely absorbs everything. So it's not like heavy duty leakage, but it's enough to leave marks on your shirt. So you definitely want to have something there. But I will link that in the description box below for you guys. One symptom that I can definitely say has been consistent throughout my entire pregnancy has been the frequency and the urge to need to use the restroom. I pee probably every 5 minutes. I'm surprised that I haven't had to go throughout this video, but it's almost like the babies know, and they mock you and they tease you, because you'll sit down or you'll lay down, and the minute you do, they're like, let me sit on the bladder, and they just make you need to go all the time. This is anything regarding restroom. So aside from the urge to pee, you can also experience a lot of vaginal discharge. So like it's like a thick yellow type of discharge. And sometimes you really need to like change your underwear because it's that thick. Basically, like your underwear becomes very damp. I know there are some people who like decide to put a pad or a liner in their underwear. I haven't done that, but I think I'm kind of going into the stages now where I probably will start doing that. Kind of getting a little uncomfy, and I feel you just don't feel so fresh when you have that going on. Be careful when you sneeze, especially if it's like a spirited sneeze, because you will tinkle a little bit in the underwear. You're gonna have to change that. So that's always fun. Every time you sneeze, you almost gotta like cross your legs. It's really funny, but it's not at the same time. Gonna segue into intimacy for one quick minute. Before I do though, I'm going to say this. During pregnancy, you have to be mindful that your body is going through a lot of changes, especially down there. So you are more sensitive, and you also can develop UTIs or yeast infections a lot easier. I personally did not have to deal with that, thank goodness. Because one of my symptoms that I've had throughout my whole pregnancy has been dryness, you have to keep in mind that when you have dry skin, that also can apply to your vagina. So I will say, though sex is great during pregnancy, one thing that I would recommend is I incorporated a lubricant. When I wasn't using that, it was very uncomfortable afterwards. There was almost like a burn-in, and I don't want that for you. So just take my advice on that. Definitely incorporate some sort of lubricant just so that you can have that extra moisture to the area, so that you can enjoy it a lot better, because afterwards it can be very uncomfortable and it can sting, and it just kind of feels like you had like an Indian burn there, and that's not what you want. So just keep that in mind if you decide that you'd like to be intimate with your partner during your pregnancy, which is completely safe, it's completely wonderful, and it's really enjoyable during pregnancy. So definitely just keep that in mind though if you are showing symptoms on the drier side. So here's the truth. You're gonna fart a lot. There's a lot of farting. And also, you're going to be constipated, which was already a symptom that you can experience in your first trimester. But what's interesting is that in the second trimester, your bowel movements are like all different colors and all different shapes. Almost as if your own body is trying to prepare you for the type of diapers you're going to be changing. At least that's how I kind of experienced it. I was like, okay, this is an interesting color. Probably going to be changing a diaper of this color. Is this my body trying to get me prepared for that? But yes, your bowel movements are going to be different colors. They're going to be odd shapes, and they're going to be on the softer end a lot of the times, because you know you're so constipated, you're so backed up that it's just not going to come out the way you're used to. Definitely prepare yourself for that. I wish I was prepared for that, but I wasn't, so I just had to experience it, and now I'm sharing with you my experience. So one thing that you can really expect is the difficulties that come with trying to shave. It is a little bit of like a comedic hour when you're trying to shave, but it's also such a struggle. You feel like you're running a marathon because you can't even see what you're doing, whether it be your legs, whether it be your vagina, whatever it is. It's so hard. You can't even see your vagina. Like, I haven't seen that girl in weeks, okay? Months. The bump just hides it all. So it's very hard to like lift a leg up, and it's very hard to kind of maneuver. I've actually purchased a shower mirror, and that is what I'm going to recommend that you all do. If you need to shave, definitely consider purchasing a little shower mirror that you can bring in there so that you can see what the heck you're doing, because honey, none of us have time to take like a 45-minute shower just trying to shave like one leg or one side of our vagina. I mean, it's a struggle, to say the least, but it is also really funny at the same time how much the bump hides everything. A symptom that I have also experienced was shortness of breath. I am like always just kind of running out of breath randomly. Even if I'm just sitting here like relaxed, I'll be like so shortness of breath is definitely one, or just losing your breath a lot sooner is definitely something that you can experience. One thing that has been a little more frequent in the current weeks that I've been in is I've been experiencing braxton hicks, and that is something that you can start to experience in the beginning. It's not just something that you can have right before you go into labor. But for anyone who doesn't know what braxton hicks are, it's basically false contractions or false labor. It's not painful. I won't say it's painful. At least for me, it's not painful. I would describe it more of like a tightening. Just kind of imagine like someone with a rope, but the rope is in your stomach or your uterus, and it's almost like someone just like kind of like tugging at each end. So you guys, I only really experienced it like here in the lower parts of my bump. I haven't experienced it in my back. I've really just experienced it like underneath my bump, and I don't experience it too often unless I am doing a lot. So if I'm like going up flights of stairs, if I'm walking a lot, or if I am bending over, picking things up, running a lot of errands, or if I'm really stressed out, that's when I will start to feel that tug. But like I said, it's not painful, it's just pressure. And it's just kind of like, whew, like it makes you stop for a second and makes you kind of catch your breath. But it's not something that I don't think you can't get through. Unless you have a really low pain tolerance, it might bother you, but for the most part, it's not that bad. Well, guys, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to chat with you guys about today. I am going to give you a little bump update and let you know what I've been doing for my bump, taking care of it, products I've used, and you can also find all of those products down in the description box below. I will link what I can for you. But the biggest thing is I have been using a belly band sometimes because I'm really starting to feel her weight now. So I've been using a belly band, and that has been really helpful, although I try not to use that too much because I feel like I'm squishing her. That's just me personally. I feel like I'm squishing her, so I don't want to have that on for too long, only when I definitely need it. I have also been wearing more maternity clothes. I really just got my clothes from Amazon. I got like 2 bathing suits that I could use on vacation that I recently came back from, and I have been living in these maternity jeans as well as these maternity leggings that I got. So my mom actually gifted me the maternity jeans, so I'll find out where she got those. So I probably won't be able to link those, but definitely getting maternity jeans with a little bit of a elastic band on top is so comfortable. Maternity clothes are so comfortable. I totally understand why mothers stay in them after they have kids. But I will say I really do also like the leggings that I got. So it does have an elastic up top that's very comfortable, very roomy, But I also like that the part that is on your legs is very compressing, which is good because it keeps the swelling and the bloating down. So I can definitely see myself bringing those to the hospital because I hear that you can blow up and get really inflamed when you're in the hospital. So I'm definitely going to take advantage of those type of leggings. In terms of weight gain and stretch marks and all of those things, as of right now, I've only gained 11 pounds in my pregnancy. And as far as stretch marks, honestly, I only have 2 stretch marks on my stomach, and they're both like right here. They kind of like point. I'll show you guys in a minute, but they're kind of, they're very vibrant in their coloring. So they're like a deep reddish purplish type of stretch mark, but I literally have 2 and they're just kind of like dash marks on like the sides of my belly. Other than that, I don't have any stretch marks on my stomach. I've really developed stretch marks on my legs though. So on the inner thigh and the outer sides of my legs, I have really developed quite a bunch of stretch marks, which honestly I don't really mind. But in terms of what I have going on my stomach, I do use 2 products for my bump, and I just use these 2 moisturizing oils. So this is a body oil by Dr. TEALS, and it is a lavender oil, which I absolutely love to use right before bedtime. So I will actually shower and then I'll put that on my bump. I'll put some on my chest, and it's so relaxing and comforting, and it really just helps me sleep so well. So I will link this for you down below, and I will also link this one. So this is coconut, and I use this one typically if I shower in the morning. So if I didn't shower at night and I didn't use that oil and I shower in the morning, I'll use this one, and I'll have this one on during the day. So these are both really great, and I haven't really used, as you can see, I mean, I've been doing it like almost every day and I still have a lot of it. So just a drop is really all you need, although I kind of lather it on me, but it's great. It's been keeping me nice and moisturized, and I feel like the next day I feel super moisturized there. So sometimes lotions just don't cut it, and I feel like when your skin is really being stretched, body oil just seems like the way to go. So let me show you guys my bump. So this is my bump in a sweatshirt. This is my bump in my leggings. And this is my bump. So as you guys can see, I just literally just have these 2 like tiger marks right here. And I think I'm starting to develop that like that line that goes here, but it's very, very faint. But yeah, that's my little bump. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video and that some of the information that I gave you is useful to you. If you are pregnant or expecting a baby, starting a family, whatever it is, please drop a comment below. I want to interact with you guys. Let me know some of the things that you've been struggling with in your 2nd trimester or throughout your pregnancy. Let me know some things that you're experiencing in your 3rd trimester that I can look forward to. Just kind of share your tips and tricks for me because I love that. But also let me know the kind of motherhood content that you guys are interested in seeing. Just drop that in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Turn on your post notification bell so that you don't miss any future uploads. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. And until next time, stay golden, people. Bye.